All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect men pushing this word in all truth and in sincerity, risking life and livelihood in so doing, especially in these times. Shalom to the women and children who watch and who learn as well. All right. Want to do a quick lesson, all right, on black unity, the black unity movement, all right. If there could be such a thing, all right, if there could be such a thing as the black unity movement, all right, and you do have a movement like I was out yesterday, in the park, and of course, people they were celebrating Father's Day, and so there was a lot of Jake, a lot of Jake there. Didn't Jake was barbecuing. No one got into it. Okay, you had the black woman. She was there. She was shaking her ass. All right, but one thing I no one did get into it. A lot of Jake was was reserved. All right, they didn't get it to it at these locations. You had Esau. All right, he was there. The police. All right, they were there, and they were doing what they do. There to divide and start confusion. Okay, they were, when you see them there, and there's they're there to stir up confusion. All right. That's why they have those lights flashing, the lights are flashing, and, and all in your eye, and, you're having a good time, and you see them there, and, you're not, you want to relax, but you're in an atmosphere, and they're there, okay? So, anyway, that's their purpose, so anyway, you have a lot of black unity movements, that are, that are springing up. A lot of these black unity movements, they're just like Israelite movements. Now, a lot of these people have learned from the Israelite community that you get these government sponsorships, all right, where you can get money. Now, see, it's all about money, all right? So we're going to warn you before, the next exposed video pops up, all right, and says, like with the Sakari and the Genesis, behaving strange. Okay, so we're gonna warn you before this happens. All right, because ultimately, something else is going to pop up, another incident or occurrence, and people, oh well, Israelites, Israel. No, man, we're telling you. All right, we don't, we let you know in the door, okay, that there are rotten apples in the bunch, okay, and there are, okay. We always name the main groups, but there's others, there's smaller groups, but anyway, you had at one point in time these unity camps where you had a whole bunch of Israelites coming together in unity. And, you have people who always jump on the comment board, always see us, and they say, well, why don't all the Israelites come together? Why don't you come together? And, hey, we hit them with the can two walk together, all right, unless they be agreed all the time, all right? That's beating a dead horse, okay? So the answer to that will always be no. Okay. And did the Lord say that we're going to be, together? No, man. Okay. The Lord is bringing division. Okay. He's bringing division. Okay. Via, even using Esau to do it.
because a lot of these people are, just like a person with diabetes or on drugs, they're stuck to the white crack or the white sugar. Okay, that's these jakes, they're stuck on the white man's you know philosophies. All right, doctrine, way of life. Okay, they're not going to shake it. They're going to OD. All right, so um, here we have Godfrey. All right, and Shannon Sharp. Okay, and it says white unity versus black unity. It says blacks can't even organize crime, and that's the truth. Okay, that's the truth. Um, and so that's why a lot of these individuals, they're starting these non-profit organizations, which they're not, they're really profitable organizations. Or a lot of these guys have drug money, okay, old drug money, and now they want to turn that drug money into buying something, purchasing something, property, land. All right, because they sit back and they watch, okay, all of the talking points that the Hebrew Israelites bring out. And that's why you're supposed to lay into these niggas every video, okay? You niggas are going to die, all right? And that's the bottom line, okay? The approach that you come with, you're trying to, it's like you're on the Titanic, okay? Instead of trying to find the lifeboat on the Titanic and get the hell off of the Titanic, you're going into your room trying to, fix the bed, all right? It's over with, man. Okay, this place is done, but Jake just don't get it. Okay, so you're going to go down with this place, all right? So these groups that you're seeing spring, you might see them springing up in your community, and they're talking about unity and coming together, and like all these sad ass Negroes, all right, all they see is a means of getting money, all right. They don't want to work a job, don't want to, so that's that's their thing, okay? Black power, black unity, brown power, brown unity, and these people have done no research, okay? What they do is they watch, again, our videos, okay, the research that we put in, and then they take those talking points and go and start up a startup, okay, and then they get people who follow them, and before you know it, okay, that it comes out that they're doing this, they're doing that, they were not for their community, okay, they were not for their community, they were not for improving the condition of the people. They were just only, and they are just only involved with improving their own condition. Remember, a real movement, is not going to ask you for money. I'm going to say it again. A real movement is not going to ask you for money. Now, if you want to support a movement and you feel good about it, then support it, donate to it, okay? But when they're telling you, here go my PayPal, you want to get this information or that information, or you need to show up here and pay this amount to get into this, you need to walk away from them, all right? Okay, if their movement is of the Lord, then it will work. And if it's not, then it will not, all right? And that's roughly paraphrasing the scripture as well, too. All right. So I'm going to play a little bit of this video. This is going to be a quick video.
It's really sad to say this, but our community, I hate saying community. Community sounds so.
Are we talking about the black community? Are we talking about
black,
comedic?
No, because the white dudes, I'm gonna keep it 100, because I know a lot of white comics, and man,
they ain't beefing like
that. Hell no. And I'm not saying there's not guys that don't like each other, but these motherfuckers, they will hold that solidarity. That white male solidarity, it will hold it, because they all are on each other's podcasts. Rogan makes these motherfuckers.
And this is part of the curses. All right. This is part of the curses. So, you know, them that are weak among you, man, they will have a evil eye towards their brother. All right. And so, and that's the case. That, you know, those are part of the curses. That's why you have to come in to the truth. All right. You come into the truth, you automatically know how the next brother is or should be operating. All right. You don't, you know, because, you know, if he has a fear of the Most High. All right. Now, if, you know, if he's on course and on pace, now if he's operating outside of that, well, you know, he's going to receive, you know, punishment. All right. And he's going to be revealed that, you know, he's operating outside of his, you know, his supposed function. All right. So, I'm gonna let some more of this play. All right. So he's telling you, man, you can't. He don't even like to use the word community, and we don't. Okay. We don't use the word community. You know, there's no Israelite community. You got people eating pork, women talking shit. Okay. Women, these Israelite women, they talk shit more than anybody. They're dissing, talking bad about their man, saying what their man should be doing, what he shouldn't be doing. You know, raising the children up worldly. A lot of them don't, you know, and then, you know, those are outside of the Israelite community. But our Israelites, okay, you could just forget about them. Men and women, all right? So, you know, and their spirit is going to be contrary to your spirit. That's why you have to, you know, beware when you are around certain people, man. You know, if you want to be around certain people, it has to be limited, all right? It has to be limited because, you know, their spirit is going to be contrary to your spirit, all right? And you're around somebody and, you know, their thing is that they need to, you know, do some, you know, operate with that Edomite mentality, okay? Because that's all they have is an ungodly mentality, okay? Off into adultery. That's why the scripture says will be an adulterous generation, man. These chicks are just giving up the box. You see an increase in HIV and all of these other what do you call them? Transmitted diseases. All right. Jake is going ham crazy. All right. He's unaliving his woman. Well, not his woman, the community woman. All right. She's the community box. All right, Jay, you know. So I'm gonna just listen to a little bit more of this.
It's Kings. It's Rogan, and even though shout out to Adam Carolla because I do his. I'm a regular on his. You know, and they share each other's shit. They get on each other's podcasts. Right. They help each other all the time. I don't even want to say this shit, but if it causes controversy, I'm down with it. At Avis, our only.
All right, so you know what he's going to say. All right, they went into commercial. So anyway, you know, that black unity movement, okay, because it may gain some steam, all right. So if you get caught up and wrapped up into that, well then that's on you, okay. Don't be saying, don't be at the black unity meeting and saying that you represent the Hebrew Israelites, all right, because you don't, all right. And if you're at the black unity meeting and saying that you represent Hebrew Israelites, and within hey, whatever results that happen, you're going to be on your own with that, all right. And hey, we're going to make videos about you, okay. We're going to make videos about you, so you've been warned, okay. You want to mix yourself up. Okay. So yeah, man. Salakia. So, you're going to have people doing their own thing. Okay, you're part of these movements. These people may say that they were, once into a gang. Well, they're still in a gang. All right. They're still part of a gang, all right? And like he said, blacks can't even organize crime, all right? So, even though they structure a business and, or a what is it called? A non-for-profit, okay? It's the undertones of it and the workings of it is still wicked and evil, all right. So with that being said, Lord willing, you edified. Till next time, shalom.